So a couple weeks ago, a couple of my players said they wanted to level a little faster. Several sessions later, now we're level 6 because I know how experience points work and I'm so used to building around them. Also, what's going on, guys? Time has come for another episode of our patron game, Tale of Three Dragons. Pretty eventful last session. Drow nobles are real strong. I've learned that I will definitely need to be a little more picky on who can cast what, when, where, why, how. I really thought it was a Mirai Rixasha is what you fought. And I really thought the CL8 caster would have some means of responding to it, but no, it's real good. And we actually, if you guys watch our old Around the Hearth videos with the Inn of Planar Crossroads, when we were doing monsters by CR, which ones are the coolest, Adam had highlighted this one. And I wanted to use it because it's their best. Anyway, we're going to get down to business. You guys know the drill. Evens is for Tarask. Odds is for Anru. Sorry about it. Anru, you're up first for that in-character reflection. Not for a hero point, because this is still one session. We just cut him a little funky.
I still haven't used mine, so it'll be fine.
There you go. You did
yes. Well, I feel a little bad for killing all of the Kappa, but I really don't see a choice we had in the matter. Plus, them being as they are, they probably would have been poisoned against the Gripply anyway. So, ending the scourge they were causing to the other communities within the jungle community, I guess was a good thing. But still, I think I must get back to more civilized lands. Being out in the wild is degrading to my becoming of good person. I feel my murderous intent is probably not the best thing towards my goals of becoming a not devout but worthy individual. We should make haste, considering we are also very close to dying from this poison.
Doesn't feel the best. All right, fair enough. Don't take that hero point. But Tarask, take it home, if you would.
Well, we found what was leading the Kappa. A native outsider, but one still tinged with the powers of fiends. Probably some no-good vagrant or other bastard that was leading these Kappa before death and in after death. Well, turned into the monster we now have in front of us. Either way, with the Kappa's leaders dead and their finest warriors gone, and the Greply's finest warriors laid to rest, perhaps some peace will return for the little frog folks. I hope so, for this is the best we can do for now, for we need to make it to the school of the masters, for we do not have much time.
And we are going to pick back up on the overworld map. Things are still relevant. Things can still happen. A square on the board is 2 hours of travel. Both of you, I forget what the number was on things that are happening, so I'm going to roll. This is for Anru. This is for Tarask. Okay, got it. Okay, so as you guys begin to set off back down the mountain, you guys can both definitely see smoke rising from due south, knowing that the active volcano on which Run Parasite is built at the base of, is due south of you guys.
And we do remember which direction the city is, correct?
Yeah, actually, I lied. It's more of a southwest of you. And it's basically in that direction, yeah. And you would remember also where the Gripply village is, and anything you stumbled upon, you would know where it is.
Anyway, which direction should we be going for the city? As we're probably going to have to bypass the Gripplys.
Southwest. About between 8 and 9 o'clock on a clock face from where Anru's token is on the world map.
Would you mind leading us in that way, Tarask? I'm on another sheet.
Yeah. Are the Kappa warriors still there?
Yeah, they haven't moved. Well, they are moving that direction across the mountains.
Well, we'll head southwest.
Okay. A couple hours pass. I think it would be fun at this point to have them both just converge on you. You guys, as you make your way down the mountains, and you pass that dream lichen again, and as Anru's purple body touches it, it turns warm colors. As Hero touches it, it turns jet black to match his white. The Kappa, they hear the sound of Hero's hoofprints moving down, and they all kind of burst out of the jungle, running at you, bellowing in primal Aquan, and then they see their god sans snake arms strapped. You guys may react as you please. It's enough to like stop them short.
I'm going to lift up their the torso of their deity and speak out in Aquan to them. If this was your god, it is dead. Or rather, will be shortly. You should probably make amends to the Grippleys.
Make a linguistics check. Because you gotta kind of like back translate that. Because they speak Aquan, but they speak a very, very, very simple version of it. Having the language is a good start, though. Yeah, it's good enough. You're able to... You say what you say, and all of them... They stumble back. A little bit of their head water sloshes out. They look at each other. A little bit of look left, a little bit of look right, back and forth and back, and they just scurry off. Oh, wrong token. Into the jungle. In the vague direction of the Gripply village. Mostly just away from that which has killed a god. There's a little bit of a, as they retreat, there's a bit of a splash from a particularly big Kappa's headwater, and another leech kind of like sloshes out and lands on the ground. But just a single leech is not a threat compared to a whole swarm of them.
I think that's the best we can do for the Gripply for now.
That is a good start.
Imagine if you will, like children who've realized that, like children, like 4 or 5 year old children that really look up to their parents, and then suddenly they realize their parents are fallible.
Jesus Christ, we are monsters.
Kinda.
And I need to get more spell books on my hands so I can learn more second level spells.
That's the spirit.
Struggle of a wizard. I'm not gaining enough spells per level up.
DM, I don't have enough spells. Give me more spells right now. 2 hours have passed.
I guess just continuing on. At this point, southwestward, and then going west.
Okay.
You know?
So you guys don't need to make a perception check to see this, but as you move southwest, you begin to hear... It sounds like a bird calling out, but it's way, 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 way too melodic. At the same time, it's very, very pained and strained, and in the middle of it, almost as if said bird was electrocuted. There's a bit of a harsh warble, and the pitch goes all over the place before it like goes to sing up its song again, and then another couple seconds later is back and forth and back and forth. You come upon it as you turn a corner. It's about the size of like a turkey, with bright blue and green plumage. It's probably one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen in your entire lives. It looks at you a little too intelligent to be just a bird. Its tail, it doesn't necessarily have like a full like peacock tail, but it has 3 peacock-esque like strands coming down and like curling out, almost kind of like a monkey tail.
What were you going to say?
Ask Farron what it said.
Farron, do you understand it, friend?
Farron would need to make a check.
Linguistics check for Farron?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
This is where Farron uses my thing. My rank switches 5 plus 2 from his end, so that's 7.
Okay.
18.
It's definitively not speaking a language. It's more intelligent than like the average word, but it's not saying words. It's legitimately making a bird call, and then that bird call is strangled. And as you guys get closer, you can see each of its two talons have like a manacle strapped around and then wrapped around a tree, going around in such a way that the bird is tied down. One of them, there's a detect magic, 3 rounds have passed, and one of them is like cure light wounds it and then inflict light wounds, and it seems to be a self-powering device to like cure light wounds, inflict light wounds, cure light wounds, inflict light wounds over and over again. And
I'm going to see if I can sunder the chain.
all right, let me
or
make sure
link.
there's not anything else you would get. I don't think. Yeah, no, you don't get anything else from it. You could move up to it. It seems to be just like made of steel.
I'm going to actually take a running start, trying to see if my extra momentum would actually do anything. Full 100 and well, excuse me, not 100, it's 90 because I'm not under my tincture currently.
Sure.
But 90-foot movements and strike at the inflict wounds chain.
Okay.
Basically, I'm just trying to free it.
Sure. Make a attack roll. Okay, that's definitely enough to hit, and you do enough damage to sever the thing. It's still an iron chain that's been rusted out from being rained on and stuff. As you do so, it floods as like a quick reaction to being hit with just a lot of negative energy. It floods into the bird, who, as you run up at it, the bird, again, a little too intelligently, looks up at you, cocks its head to like get a better look at you, and almost like tries to like reach out with its beak before the negative energy floods into it, and it spasms and dies on the ground.
Oh,
What?
like dead?
Like dead.
Oh, is there nothing I can do?
6 seconds later, I had to roll a d4 for it, but 6 seconds later, there's a bright, brilliantly bright blue and green flame, the same color as its plumage, as it just the body kicks up and burns away, and from the ashes, a creature that looks exactly like it flutters into existence.
Phoenix.
It looks at Anru, meta knowledge. It looks at Anru and like it leans its head forward, but at the same time, like it seems really
That was also
afraid
out of
of you.
character.
Good. At the same time, it seems really afraid of you.
I don't know if it actually has this language, but I'm going to try to speak to it in Ifrit.
Yeah, it does not have that. It doesn't seem to be able to. The language would be Ignan, and you speak it. And what do you say?
It's like, I'm not trying to harm you.
Make a diplomacy check. Okay. The creature is unable to respond, but seems to understand. It like the feathers that have puffed up cease to do so, and it like almost like huddling down, it moves forward in such a way that it contacts bodily with Anru. As it does so, it stops short for a second and shudders. Like its whole body just as it contacts your skin.
You can like walk
Brace
over.
yourself while I get the other chain.
Okay. It was one big chain. It broke the whole thing. It's just that break caused the negative energy to flood into it.
Okay, in that case, if I can attempt a untrained disable device to unlock the chain
Yeah, you
or
could.
the shackle.
You could do that. That's good enough. It's again, they're real rusted out, and all the magic item is faded, so you can just kind of like, with the help of the little thing, you can like pull it down off its talon and just slide it right off.
Could you see if Farron can communicate with it better than I?
We'll have Farron try to speak with it. Be like, calm. We are here to help, even if we are a bit misguided.
Okay. It understands true speech, of course, and it looks over at Farron and like leans in, blinking a whole bunch, as if like he can't quite focus on the figment of Tarask's imagination.
I really don't know what to do here. We should be going, but anyone that would strap a creature down like this, horrible being.
At the very least, the creature is free, and if we run into the person that harmed it, I'm gonna have Farron at this point suggest to the Phoenix that I could travel on with us, so that way whatever did this to it will not be able to do it again.
Okay. Make another diplomacy check.
Okay then, 26.
Looks good. Farron suggests it, and the Phoenix, like, which is still kind of like huddled into Onru, it hears Farron, and it cries out in, again, it's like just a melodious bird warble for the first time in a while, a lot stronger than it has been, piercing all of the noise of the canopy. It flies up to take a position next to Hero's head and begins to just kind of hover in place there.
As I kind of walk over, I'll reach into like one of my ration packs and pull out. I imagine I probably have some seeds or something of that nature, like some nuts or something that I would chew on.
Sure, makes sense.
And just like
Rations.
offer some. Yeah. Well, you can keep nuts for a long time. They're great for trail rations.
Yeah.
And just offer a few nuts to the Phoenix.
Okay, you
like,
certainly can.
Here, eat something to make you feel a bit better.
Now, you don't know that's a Phoenix. That was meta knowledge.
Okay, my apologies.
Yeah, that was out of character.
Can Rask roll a knowledge religion?
Nature probably.
Nature.
Yeah.
You need to put more points into nature after this. 25.
It is definitively a phoenix, but it's a very young one. It's not old enough to be able to speak. It's not old enough to be able to have easily freed itself from the trap that it was trapped in. And it's, again, it's very bright blue and green, not unlike a peacock. Matter of fact, in the Dragon Empires, this is what's referred to as a ho-oh. Same idea, but different bit of flavor. You offer it the nuts, and as it gets a little too close to you, it touches your hand with its beak to eat, and as it does so, it shudders violently before happily eating the nuts. You see that as its beak bites down, it doesn't hurt so much as like there's a sudden bit of heat in the palm of your hand as the phoenix just crunches down.
The shudder, would that have been is it pained by touching us?
That's probably some kind of check.
Perception, maybe?
Yeah, that would work. So that's Honor's God. This is Honor's with disadvantage. Followed by a d6.
Alright, well still that's pretty good.
It's Phoenixes fully grown are known for their ability to heal the wounded. We've got a man of the cloth at the table. Things like mass cure critical wounds, heal, greater restoration, greater dispel magic, remove curse, spells of that nature. And they're also, they're said to be able to detect such things. The Phoenix is most likely reacting to what's going on inside your body.
I'm such a dummy. I forgot. I can cast Remove Disease now.
That's the thing.
Well, we're poisoned, not diseased, and I'm currently immune to all diseases.
Ah, fair. So it's nothing. Would it be a curse perchance? Now that it's a bit harder afflicting us, can we perhaps see if it's a curse more than it is a poison? Or does it still seem to be a poison?
Make a check.
Heal. 17.
It's definitely more than a poison. Curse is a logical conclusion, but it's hard to say. You know it's enough that a lot of really powerful people were not able to snap their fingers and fix it.
So yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that anytime soon. Still, I'm just going to say to the Phoenix, or I'm going to have Farron say to the Phoenix, don't worry about them. They know they have people that will help them. They just want to make sure that you are also taken care of.
The Phoenix coos. Hero's a big boy. Hero can carry a medium bird, a small rat folk, and a tiny cat. Yeah, sure, why not?
Fine. Cat doesn't even need to be there. The cat's just like leaping from the tree branch to tree branch.
Good. Even better. That extra 10 pounds of weight will keep your horse from being encumbered. As the Phoenix alights on the horn of the saddle and just kind of makes itself comfortable. It's a little too big for Tarask, but it doesn't seem to have a problem, almost like cuddling into your body. You imagine it's been here for a while.
Yeah, Farron can ride my shoulder. It's a tiny creature, and I'm medium.
There you go.
Farron will just jump over to Onru.
Okay.
Kind of just kind of say I haven't loved on you enough lately.
Cats.
Farron, do you have food? I want food.
I do too.
I would pull out whatever dried fish I have from my rations, which probably would be a favorite from mine.
And fortunately, for the record, though he can still eat, Farron, being a true outsider, does not need to eat.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether or not he, desires to or not. We should continue. We have limited time.
That's very fair.
South and west.
Okay, understood that. At this point, that's a clear line because there's not a whole lot of board left. I'm just checking a thing. Want to make sure. Okay, Farron also doesn't need. Well, we've been over this. Farron doesn't need to sleep, but he's a figment of your imagination. He goes away when you sleep. So that is enough that you guys are able to break out of the Psyche Rainforest. There's a little patch of water here. It's not hard to cross over it. As you guys go to leave, the Phoenix gets a little uncomfortable. As you break the tree line for the first time in days and the sun hits you, it looks up to the sky and just kind of like, ooh, cooing sadly.
Looking to Farron. You should probably tell it that we'll be going into human lands, and if it wishes to remain with us, we would return after we've been cured to try to return it to its parentage.
Yeah, Farron will reply that in order for the rat and the elf to be cured, they need to go to human lands. And the Phoenix is welcome to continue on traveling with them. They do plan on returning to these lands, but they need medical assistance from those that reside in the human lands.
Okay. The Phoenix seems to mostly understand, continuing to just like sadly coo in the direction of the sky.
Farron Tarask will just kind of like pet it a bit, as if to be like, it's okay, you know?
Okay. The first touch of your hand causes it to shiver and recoil as what afflicts you hits it. And it accepts the petting as you guys begin to make your way out of the Psyche Rainforest in the direction of the city of Ramparasad. Before you
now
get
with
there.
a pet Phoenix.
Now with a medium Phoenix. Well done. That doesn't have all its casting. If it needs stats, I will make stats later.
I don't think it needs stats anytime soon. Tarask and Anru are pretty protective of their pets.
Yeah, you are. You have a lot now. All
yes,
the pets.
Do.
Alrighty. So as you guys begin making your way out of this place, you come upon... I will make a perception check, actually, if you would. This is, I think Tarask is at roll with disadvantage. Yeah, Tarask is at roll with disadvantage.
Okay. Perception, right?
Yeah.
So this is from Farron. Thank God for Farron. This is from Hero.
Okay.
And then this is from me.
Tarask actually made his roll to figure out it's a Phoenix. Does he know whether or not it has immunity to fire or ability to absorb fire?
He would know probably that most of its abilities haven't come into the full yet because it's so young. It might probably be immune to fire. Anyway, so as you guys make your way out of the forest, the road follows a river, and it's mostly much like back home. It's like rice paddies just all over the place. People see you. They look up. They certainly see the Phoenix and several of the locals who... You guys are a little far afield. The people aren't as aware of who you are and your order and what you do, but they see you. And they see the Phoenix and they see the outsider cat, and they all like look back at like pulling up their own jingasas. Oh! As these clearly strange people, also a drow noble and a rat folk, are not your normal. They both can exist in the Dragon Empires because there's definitely a Darklands entrance and also rat folk, but they're not common. Several people, as you begin riding in the direction of Ramparasad, because you can see the outskirts of this really big city now, and the volcano upon the base of which it is built. The road goes on for about an hour. There are several twists and turns and backs and forths, and then it's kind of just out of nowhere at a dead stop as you turn the corner, and you see. I'll put him on the board. I'll put him on the overworld map. But you know who you see, though. There's no reason for me to hide that too much. You turn the corner, and there he is once again. The Phoenix seems to be unable to see the spirit, but rather like as the air around you gets degrees and degrees colder, so actually it probably feels kind of good, the Phoenix recoils and begins flapping and screaming out pretty loud. Some people look up and they look in the direction of the Phoenix, and it is upset, and they but they don't seem to be able to see the spirit. Once again, it's just the two of you.
I wish to path around the spirit because I don't wish to further upset the Phoenix.
Okay, fair enough. Tarask had to run away, so I assume he has no response. You're able to do so. You can just kind of like go around it, and it turns like as if it was standing on ice. It's able to just turn effortlessly in your direction, staring at you.
To speak in its disjointed language back to it. We'll deal with you later. Thank you. Come again.
Fair enough. Thanks, Apu. And now, you guys see, and I kind of want to wait on, yeah, he'd be fine. All of the encounters of tonight's session will be soloed by Anru. You guys turn that corner, and like as you turn around the spirit disappears, and up the road in its place. You haven't seen this thing in a long time. Matter of fact, you haven't seen it since you were first afflicted with your condition so long ago. At the same time, it looks like a plant, a mammal, a reptile, and an insect. At rest, its legs are so big that the knee comes up like a grasshopper, like behind it. Its body is simply one almost like wooden stalk that runs up, terminating in one massive, like the size of your like head to stomach eye with, in place of eyelashes, there's just like a sprout back and up. As it sees you, those massive legs that it has, they pick it up. It stands to its full height, which makes it bigger than Hero. It reaches up, and there's, despite the creature not having a mouth, it screeches out in an otherworldly noise. People go running as it starts running in your direction. Roll for initiative.
Wait, what?
It has one initiative. It's moving, and I promise I didn't build this to like spite Onru's build. We're playing off an N64 game, and that very low-res image you see before you is a monster from that N64 game. As it picks itself up again, its grasshopper-like legs extend all the way out, so it picks up to where like almost like on stilts is how this thing moves, reaching down into the earth and like punching it. And it just, it charges at Tarask. It reaches far. As it gets to there, it extends one of these powerful legs and it like snap like a rubber band. It snaps forward, doing its very best to try to do a punch in. And as it does so, Heroes is irrelevant. The Phoenix is irrelevant. Farron's is irrelevant. Could both of you make a will save?
Sure, hold on just 1 second. I was just checking up on my saves because we leveled in between this segment and last. For those of you who
are watching on YouTube,
this on Twitch, that aren't watching on Twitch. So, yeah. So, just for the record, for those of you who are watching on Twitch, or who aren't watching on Twitch, I took a level in Mystic Theurge and Monk. Thank God.
Yeah. I had to go back and count the d6s, but this will save here that you both make is both of you roll at a disadvantage.
Of course. All right. 19.
Is that a will save?
Yeah, will save a disadvantage.
Oh, I would have had a 25.
You would have had 25, but you had a 19. Okay, got it. 5. Need to find a better way to count it than holding it on my hands. This is how we're doing it. Doing it live. Okay, understood. Then a d6 from Honor, if you would, please. That used to be a d4 the last time I did this. I think I like the d6 better. But anyway, you both are shaken, unless you have some means of negating that as this thing moves forward. And As it gets a little closer, its body wholly 100%. Like, it seems like it shouldn't be able to exist in the material plane. None of it makes sense. Its body, like, non-Euclidean is the word that comes to mind. I'ma try to kick you twice. It does have the pounce. So here come 2 attacks. Targeting Tarask with both of them. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to say, though she's flat-footed, it seems to be the one I use the most, but it ends up being the best for the party with the more action economy than one thing. It provokes an attack of opportunity from Onru, as this thing, like, it almost like comes full stop and leans back on its tail torso. It's hard to say, and both of its legs kick forward at Tarask. Then I'll confirm the 20 in a set. Kids.
Alrighty then.
Want to use a hero point?
Yeah, I will.
Why did you?
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, God.
This has been a fateful turn one. So
I double fumbled.
you did. That's a 1 in 400. I'm gonna try to confirm it to Rask real quick. It's a 25 to confirm.
My AC's 19.
Okay, fair enough. So we wanted to do extra dice instead of a flat multiplier, which I think I like better too. So that's plus a lot. So bam, that should be correct. 56 damage.
I'm up with 12.
And it runs up and you're what?
I have if 56 damage is what it does to me, then I still have 12 HP left.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure if I heard I'm up at 12 or I'm at negative 12. As this thing just runs up and rings your bell.
Can I just be knocked off the horse, perchance? Just like be like knocked off hero?
You cannot. You can't if hero dies. Otherwise, it's a.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a DC 20 ride check to dismount as a free action. Otherwise, it's a move action. Now, what am I going to do for Onru's natural one? I told myself I was going to make a table. Here's a fun one. It doesn't necessarily break things so much, but Onru had rolled a 2. Evens is 1, odds is... Well, no, that didn't work either. I was going to decrease your clock. Oh, God, I don't know what to do. I'm going to say it gets an extra attack and can target Onru. As Onru leans forward, she comes back into the spring back of this thing's leg as it goes to reset itself. I'm going to try to kick Onru in the first. Watch me, natural 1. The weirdest of odd encounters, so that's a total of 24 to hit, which misses. And then it passes to Onru.
How far am I from it still?
You are 5, 10, 15, 25 feet away. Okay. The movement provokes spending a CMB, or an acrobatics over my CMD, rather.
Oh, okay, well, in that case, I can do an acrobatics to just go through its square.
Yep, if you would, please.
No, I can't.
Oh my god, damn it, Tiki. Okay, so that happens. That was a thing.
Double attack of opportunity.
God, matter of fact. Technically speaking, roll a d6. That was your roll with disadvantage, but you can't do worse. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say it provokes twice. As you try to go back and around to reach behind it, it's going to try
That's
to...
right, it suddenly gains combat reflexes.
Yeah, well, it has combat reflexes, but in Pathfinder, I've miscalled this in Pathfinder so many times, but the provoking from movement more than once in a given movement is a 3.5 roll. In Pathfinder, you can only ever provoke once from moving. So, because I have a lot of dex and combat reflexes, but I can't just whap as you move up. Anywho, here we go. This is the day we all roll terrible. So I have a 21 and then a 29.
Both fail.
Both fail. What's your armor class right now?
26.
26. So that was a 29, which hits.
Oh, you said a 29? Oh, you said a 23 and a 21.
So yeah, right.
So yeah, one hits.
So 13 plus 21 damage. As you come around, the first one misses pretty wide, but the second one, rather, is probably just one attack. It punches forward, and then there's a considerable backswing that rings your bell as it hits Onru in the back of the head and resets the creature.
Anyway, now finishing my turn.
If you would, yeah. We interrupt this Tiki's turn to bring you Tommy's turn. Welcome to Pathfinder.
That's right. Anyway, Steel Flurry Slash.
Alrighty, remember you are shaken. Well, the first one's a natural 20 and does not confirm on a 16.
No, the 16 was my second. I had hit them so fast. If you look down there on the third one,
I see. Okay, fair
it
enough.
says confirm.
Okay. In that case, 23 is literally just enough to confirm. A 16 misses.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my excuse me, wrong.
Throw my excuse me.
There we go. Sorry, I had too many die. So anyway, that's on top of what I do.
Okay.
And then
Nice. So a grand total of 69 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is half my hit points, a minimum of 50. So real quick, I passed the save. I don't die to massive damage. It's not a Ure, but you definitely are able, like, you run up to this thing and it rings your bell. It almost like pulls the blade of your kukri forward and you just slice down into this thing. If you had to hazard a guess, the sound comes from its eye. It might come from the not quite leaf, not quite eyelashes that the creature has, as it like screams out and the almost like arms hugging themselves, the leaf eyelashes come forward to block the eye for a split second as it kind of like rocks in place before opening up again. I think it's Tarask's turn.
Indeed.
It is. And upon us being attacked by this entity and me being severely wounded, I'm going to reach out. Or I was gonna. Oh yeah, actually, you got it. I'm gonna, as a move action, move off of Hero.
Okay,
like,
sure.
Get off of Hero.
Okay.
Look to Hero and say, like, as a free action, keep the Phoenix safe.
Before anything else resolves, that movement provokes an attack of opportunity. Like I said, I have combat reflexes.
Son of a bitch.
26 to hit.
That hits. I'm probably knocked out.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. If I could roll this d8 and make it count for something. So that's 15 damage.
Yeah, that knocks me out.
So you go to get off Hero, and as you do so, like, you go to, like, you look at the Phoenix for a split second, and this thing just, like, boom, in the neck, and you fall.
Do you not still have your hero point?
You can cheat death?
Oh yeah, I'll cheat death then.
Proceed.
And then for my action, I'm gonna cast Cure Serious Wounds on myself.
Okay. Would you like to cast defensively?
How difficult would that be again?
A 15 plus double the spell level.
You need to do it whether or not, because the spell still goes off. It's just whether or not it gets an extra attack of opportunity.
All right, I will cast defensively. I'm trying to remember what all I get though for
D20 plus caster level.
Defensively.
So you needed a 21. The spell fails. It doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity, and the spell is lost along with your standard action.
Hi.
You're not useless.
It's your turn.
You literally missed the DC by one. Okay, so it's awkward that I'm charging, but I'm charging. It's going to end up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's going to end up here. It provokes an attack of opportunity from Onru because I can't acrobatics through this. I'm doing a full round action. So.
What is this thing doing? Okay.
32 hits. 19 damage is assigned. So I've taken...
No, because I have my deadly strikes for a number of rounds equal to my intelligence modifier.
Good. I'm happy for you.
Ew.
So that's plus this.
Wait, that's an 18. Oh no, that's not in your crit range. I saw the
crit
range for something else.
No, my crit range is a 19.
Quick
what you saw was the kukri because I had actually rolled that by accident last time, but it was a natural 20. So.
20.
Remind me the fact that I have Keen Edge now as a spell for Wizard.
Can't
Oh,
quite.
if you have keen edge, you need to put that on my either my kukri or my double scythe.
Then you need some downtime to make some keen weapons.
Yeah, and I'll work on that when we get out of this fight.
Yeah, so I have pounce. I
need
have
a Wakizashi bad.
I have pounce, so I've got 2 attacks. Tarask is just out of my reach, so both of these are going at Onru.
God.
So 28 to hit Onru, and then a 27.
28 hits, 27 hits.
Okay. So
Neither is unfortunately down, and I'm out of first level spell slots, so I'm sorry.
So that's 34 damage from 2 attacks. He's got a big power attack, and it runs back, and it's weird how fast this thing is able to turn around as it picks itself back up to its full height and just like stomp runs this direction and then spins its legs back to kick as it flips over again, and the turn passes to Honor.
How fast is this thing's movements that we've seen so far? Because it did charge at us. That should have told us the extent of its movement.
It seems to be about as fast as you, if not faster. I'm going to, because I think it might be needed.
I kind of have to now. I'm going to yell out to Hero. Drag Tarask and run. To Hero, I'm telling to take Tarask and run.
Okay.
Because I'm at 10 hit points.
Hero looks about as steadfast as everybody else in the party does, basically just waiting on orders from, like, either of you to do anything. It hears that, it looks at Onru, looks down at Tarask.
I'm basically going to have to rush it and attack, because it's what I have.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to occupy the thing long enough for Hero to get away.
Okay. It would provoke pending an acrobatics check.
Oh, dice, don't fail me now.
Yeah. Okay. That's strictly better than a natural 1. Taking a looky-loo. I have to grab his sheet again. Because he is a homebrew monster. This is from the first time in a long time that I've had the ability to make a homebrew monster for a game and like make it work. But his stats are based off of another thing. A 26 is... Don't everyone hold your breaths at once. Just good enough.
Oh, thank God. I don't even have my. Well, actually, I do because I have mixed combat now, so I can sheath as a free action. So,
okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Anyway, so at the end of every one of my turns, I will be sheathing my weapon and drawing it at the beginning of my attacks, so you know from now on.
Gotcha.
As that was my intended.
Mm-hmm. A 23 hits, a 17 does not. 23 just barely hits. Okay. Understood that much damage is assigned to it. It, like, as you cut into this thing, it, much like the Rixasha, a lot of it is kind of like, it's almost like cutting into the bark of a tree. It just kind of like scratches it.
Yeah, I mean, literally right now it's take Tarask and run because I'm on my last hit points.
Okay.
If any of us are going to survive.
Well, it does pass to Tarask. Technically, Tarask has been controlling Hero this whole time, so Hero's final, what it does, is up to you.
Hero is going to listen to Onru, but not before... Or he's going to start to listen to her, but Tarask is going to look up to Hero and say, Give me just a bit longer, and I'm gonna pop my remove curse to spontaneously cast Summon Monster 3, and I am summoning a Lantern Archon.
Lantern Archon. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Here, have a Gripply. Where do you want to put it?
I can put it within 25. I can put it within 35 feet of me. So that would be 5, 15, 20, 30, 35. Just here.
Okay, so that takes a full round action to cast, and it will appear at the top of your next turn.
All right. Would I do summon it?
Okay. Do Hero or Farron want to do anything? Hero's technically level 6 now, too.
I don't know what Hero would do. He's kind of like, I guess he's just like getting ready to bolt with me on him.
Okay. Well,
Farron, I guess, would fly over to me. I'm trying to remember what Farron's. Farron has a lay on hands, but it's not much.
it's not much. Hero is
Very,
also
very
Hero is also a level 6 animal companion. He's probably just as capable of
Yeah,
fighting
but-
this thing as you guys are. I say
Yeah,
as like
true.
I'm about to like I don't want to like TPK you guys without everybody using their resources.
Yeah, that's the reason I was telling y'all to leave, because what's probably going to happen is if y'all do run like straight pass, I was planning on popping my what do you call it, haste, and doing a run action to get out of here. Because my movement speed right now, I literally moving 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, you didn't explain it, and also, then we might be leaving this thing to attack this people around here. So, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, lay on hands. Where did I put that? Yes, here it's on here. Once per day. Equal to 1d6. I think. Unfortunately, I think Farron always counts as a level 1 paladin for this, so that's 6 points of health I regain from Farron.
Okay, fair enough.
Significantly more useful when you're not first level, when you're first level or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Okay, so Hero doesn't attack, Farron does that, and that's all?
Unfortunately, yes.
Alrighty, so I have a hero point. I'm going to use attack. No, I'm kidding. I'm doing well enough. I don't need to do that. I'm going to... It provokes an attack of opportunity from Onru again, but it's basically the idea is just charge, pounce, and kick at things. So it begins running that direction. It provokes from Onru. And misses. Just barely. This thing goes to run off, and like it again, you swing your double scythe, and it connects, but it doesn't connect with flesh so much as it connects with like it feels like you're cutting into a living tree, and it just slides off. Everybody's in my range. Yes.
This is a fire weapon.
Okay, understood.
I'm hitting with fire.
It's angry now. Okay, so first attack targets Trask. And is it 29 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it's a concentration check, DC 10 plus damage dealt, or the spell is lost.
I am not gonna make whatever damage you throw at me.
You might. How many hit points do you have?
I have 1 HP left.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
No, you have 6.
Or I have 6 HP left, right?
And now you're at negative 13. I'll grab the map.
Which is probably more than his constitution.
Oh, he's got like 18 con.
No, my constitution's 16.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
My con is pretty damn high, though. For situations like this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, make a caster level check. Or make a concentration check, rather.
Oh, okay. 23?
Okay, so that is... Can't math. You took 19 damage, so the DC was 29, so the spell is lost.
Yeah, like I said, I need to literally roll a natural 20 to save that.
It was close, though. Things could happen. Taras goes back down. Second attack targets Onru. You guys were talking about playing a whale. Me and my big mouth. Okay. Pretend that last attack of Trask didn't happen. That's what we'll do. That's how that happens. Yeah.
Oh, yay! Okay.
That was opportune. It goes to kick, and like it should... Tarask sees his impending demise as this foot comes forward, and then the second foot goes to kick out at Onru, and it's enough to cause the thing to... It doesn't fall prone so much as it has to like a human walking on ice. Just
like grabs on the scruff of my neck and pulls me back at that point. Like, look, Onru, I'm doing my job.
Not quite that much. Onru, what's up?
How does this thing look? Because right now I have a choice between running up and attacking it, or casting Deeper Darkness, hoping that the mischance will keep us alive.
It looks pretty beat up. You definitely hit it really, really hard once, and that was enough to take a lot out of it. It's reflex attack of opportunity from thing. So it's a 27 to hit. You have a 27 over your acrobatics, which passes. Never mind. Okay, cool. You're good. Proceed. It goes to kick, and you probably at this point like flip and run up its leg to swing down. At some point, we're fighting a big Imperial Dragon, and that's the flavor. Both connect.
Ew. I'm glad to see Enru hurting it, but still, ew, your damage.
Do you have sneak attack?
Disgusting. No, that's
yeah,
moment.
actually, no, I have my deadly strikes. And I forgot to roll them.
Because I don't know how it works, but like heroes flanking him.
No, I do. No, you do. You're good, but I didn't actually roll my deadly strikes last turn, so I needed to roll them now.
Oh, fair. Okay.
There's my deadly strikes. I have one more turn of deadly strikes.
5 plus. Okay. Flavor that kill.
As I love to do, sever all its limbs and stab it in the eye.
And that does happen. The limbs just like it kind of sounds like when you step on a bug, it kind of sounds like the sound of a tree coming down, and this doesn't come from the wound, it comes from the creature as it just emanates out. You stab it in the eye, and this like greenish, purplish, bluish blood out onto everything as it just slides down.
Ew.
Its leaf eyelashes closing around it as it fades away. Well, it doesn't fade away. The body stays. That's more fun. And that is probably the 3-hour mark. The session of many combats. I hope we didn't jump 2 levels of the session again. But that's where we're calling it for today. Thank you guys for watching on Twitch. And remember, these show up on YouTube if you want 1-hour spurts.
1600?
1600.
No, we didn't jump 2 levels.
Good. I'm happy about that. We'll see you guys next week. Remember, it's on Twitch from 6 to 9 Sundays, Central Time in the PM. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.